DJ.
Hold.
All right,
These are my things.
Your
Those
things.
who know me, they'll tell you. These are my things.
Okay, DJ. All right, DJ. It's a Thursday. We're talking property this morning, and many of you are building, actually, and you know that the building process can be a very stressful process, especially if you're the kind of person who, is not really set on one thing. You see something on Instagram, you see something, and then you want to change something in your plan. So you have your plans already approved. The builders have started building, but somewhere along the line, now you see that window should not be there. That door should move. That's something. What's the worst that could happen if you just change a couple of things here and there, right?
Every architect's worst nightmare, I'm sure.
Well, Philip Skuman is in the house and he's going to talk to us about that in detail.
Good morning, Philip.
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me. Always well.
Yeah. It's crazy, eh? Building is such a stress. I mean, let's not even talk of the finishes, because I think that's what Charles most
goodness.
Gives a lot of people a headache.
Yeah.
You see this house, it's up already. And you
have to go inside.
Why they're not moving in? It's tough, eh? It's tough. You need another 2-3 years just for the finishes only. That's for people that don't have the budget. But now, here you are. This window needs to be changed. I feel like there should be a sliding door here. The plans have already been approved. I mean, we're waiting a back and forth already. We're not talking of a pre-approval. We're talking about the final plan already ready.
Yeah. So why is it important to build, or for my building plan to get approved first of all by the municipality?
Well, if you build any structure that's not a municipal plan and is considered to be immovable, okay? So it's not like a carport. Okay, this thing needs to be on plan because it has structure and foundation. In that scenario, if you don't have approved plans, the municipality can stop at your house, do an audit, see that it's not on plans, and they can tell you to break down whatever structure is not on plan.
Sure.
And you have to do it.
So do we only have the municipality, or are there any other bodies that need to approve my building?
Yeah, and in most cases, if you're building inside an estate, which is where most people are building, because it's the highest, it has the highest available vacant stands, so that's obviously where building happens mostly. And the HOAs, depending on which estate you are in, and they all have different rules and regulations, sometimes even more strict, most times even more strict than the municipality. So you'll need to apply to them firstly, and when you had your building plans approved, the municipality and the HOA needed to approve this. And you'll find that your biggest issues that you run into during construction and changing is with the HOA and the body corporate of that particular construction. But that's only because the municipality doesn't audit as much, whereas the HOA does. If the municipality does, though, find out, or if someone reports you, they can come and tell you to break down your structure.
Sure. Are we talking, just changing a few features, or it doesn't apply when I add a couple of other features? Let's say maybe now I realize there's extra space here. I think I can have a little entertainment room for my friends and all.
Exactly. So now you're in the house and your house is perfect, cool, and then you move in, and or let's say this happened mid-construction or after construction, and you do changes. Then you need to submit as-built plans. Okay, that's what they call it. They come in, they measure what has been built, and they compare it to what's on plan, and then they amend the plan. That's about a 15 to 20 grand expense. It's not as much as drawing a full plan from scratch.
Okay.
And the submission time takes about 8 weeks.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So now it becomes a bit of a thumb suck. Did we add that much, or did we not add that much? So it's sort of, do we now submit as-built plans, or do we completely resubmit the plan for approval? So, and depending on how much you've added or how much you've changed, especially when you start touching on wet walls and toilets, and especially when you start, fiddling with the plumbing, electricity, that sort of thing. These things need reticulation plans, and they need to be on the building plans as well, so that anybody can come in and see this is where the main line runs, and this is where this does, and this is where this water gets diverted. So these things need to be brought onto the plans. And if you do small changes, you can do as-built plans. A lot of people have done that in outside of the estates where you don't need any approval from an HRA.
Okay.
You just find that they built on a lapa or something, especially lapas.
Yes, I'm about to say lapas.
Yeah, sometimes
Guilty.
that little entertainment room that has
Yeah.
like 2 bathrooms and a shower.
Well, it's wet walls, number one. It usually has a thatch roof, which is
Yes,
and it
yes.
usually encroaches on the building lines anyway. So you need to
True.
apply for relief and all of that. Now, a lapa could be a bit of a problem because it's a fire hazard for the next door. So you build it on,
Oh, goodness.
you build it onto your boundary wall. That's a fire
Yes.
hazard for the next door.
Sure. So is it safer to submit this before building or before making those small alterations to my property, or
Yeah,
I can do it as I
well,
build already?
if it's going to be small changes, you can do it as you build.
Okay.
But I would always advise just to get it planned from the beginning, because you might not get the relaxation on your boundary wall for the lapa, and then you've built it. Oops! Now you've got to deconstruct it because your insurance won't cover it because it's not on plan. You see, so the insurance also looks for reasons that they don't have to pay out. And if your plans deviate, or if your actual structure deviates from the plans, it's an open shut. We're not paying.
How problematic is this? I mean, how often do you bump into clients who say, look, this is my house, it's my property. If I want to add an entertainment area with a swimming pool and a lapa, this and that, I can do as I please, only to realize later that there are consequences to this.
Well, I actually have an attorney friend that took his own plans and burned them after he constructed a.
Why?
Well, he thought that the municipality was behind, and that
okay.
they're not gonna, because the municipality is losing plans left, right, and centre.
So if you have to produce like, oh my god, it's lost,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't have it in the system.
Yeah, exactly, and then you just produce as-built plans or whatever the municipality,
Yeah.
whatever scheme the municipality would come up to make it easier for people to now get their plans back on track or
So
whatever.
how did that work?
I need friends that do it.
He updated his insurance, and then he had to draw up as-built plans.
Oh,
And he's like, I wish I never burned the original plans.
I know a plan that needs to get lost.
I can't imagine.
So he says, he burned the plans in the lapa he built. Well, it wasn't the right way to proceed. I would advise always the official answer would be to, before you start touching on the structure, let's just do as-built plans, or and let's submit them and see if it will be approved, and then we can, because you also don't know necessarily the reticulation of your stand. You don't know where the drains necessarily are or where piping runs. Technically neither does the municipality, but if they've approved it, then your insurance will pay out.
A deck?
Well, a deck could be seen as a fixed structure. It's not movable.
I thought it's cosmetic.
Uh-oh.
No,
I'm just adding flavor,
Uh-oh.
I'm adding salt
but
to my garden.
So it would come down to, would it be considered a movable structure or not? Carports, I know, are not.
Okay.
So, but we're talking
windy
swimming
houses.
pools, we're talking decks, we're talking.
A windy house would be seen as an immovable as a movable structure, so that's fine. Even though it's also set firmly in the ground, but the deck is not going to be seen
Because it's
as
attached
that.
to the house somehow.
But there are windy houses I've seen that have bathrooms and showers.
Well, then you need a plumbing certificate for the construction.
Oh.
You'll need that. And secondly, the banks are problematic when it comes to financing wooden structures, not like the States. In the States, they only build wood, or mostly. Yeah,
Mostly.
people they love brick and mortar.
Yeah.
They trust brick and mortar.
All right, Philip, let's leave it here for today. Thank you so much. Philip
Thanks, guys.
Schumann, broker and owner of REMAX.
Much appreciated. Thanks.